How could you possibly know that song?
My mother taught it to me.
Looks like it's time to sit down and talk about a few big things going on in the Outlander universe. First off, I really need the show to finally give my favorite character that heartwarming book storyline they deserve. Then there's that major fake-out in Season 7. It might actually spell some trouble for a big death coming up in Season 8. And on a totally different note, the Outlander prequel about Jamie and Claire's parents finally has a release date. So let's break it all down and chat about everything we know so far about Season 8. Outlander Season 8 might end up going in a very different direction from Diana Gabaldon's original books, and honestly, that's fine, as long as some of the most lovable characters get the endings they deserve. While Season 7 mostly followed the events of Gabaldon's 8th book, written in my own heart's blood, it also threw in a big surprise at the end that shifted things dramatically. That twist alone makes it pretty likely that Season 8 won't be a straight adaptation of Book 9, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. Even so, fingers crossed that some key storylines make it through, especially the ones that really bring closure. One character that a lot of fans, me included, have gotten really attached to is young Ian Murray. His character arc has been both wild and heartwarming, and over the seasons he's grown a lot. From a wide-eyed young man to someone with scars, wisdom, and a strong heart, Ian's been through it. That's exactly why it feels right that he should get a happy ending in the final season. Season 7 already put him on that path, with Ian marrying Rachel Hunter and them returning to Frasers Ridge. Oh, and Rachel's expecting, which was such a sweet way to close things out. But there's one more thing from the books that absolutely needs to happen. In Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, after their baby is born, Ian and Rachel have a bit of a struggle picking a name. They end up calling him Augie as a temporary nickname. But then news arrives that a battle may have put Ian's Mohawk ex-wife Emily and her family in danger. Now here's where it gets interesting. Emily has a son named Swiftest of Lizards, and it's very likely he's actually Ian's biological child. The kid's lighter features are a pretty big clue. That sparks a journey. Ian and Rachel decide to visit the Mohawk tribe to check on Emily. Thankfully, she and Swiftest of Lizards are okay. But then comes the most touching part. Ian asks Emily to name baby Augie. It's a lovely mirror to when she asked Ian to name Swiftest of Lizards all those years ago. Emily chooses the name Hunter, probably thinking of Ian's skills with a bow and arrow. What she doesn't realize, though, is that Rachel's maiden name is Hunter too. So the name works on multiple levels. It honors both parents, their past, and their present. The whole thing just feels right. It ties Ian's journey together so beautifully, like everything he went through was leading to that moment. The heartbreak, the love, the time spent finding himself, it all pays off. And if the show skips this part, that would be a real loss. This storyline isn't just about tying up loose ends, it's about giving a good guy a fitting end. That's why, even if Season 8 changes a lot from the book, the trip to the Mohawk village has to be included. It's the emotional payoff that Ian deserves. It's not just about Emily naming the baby, it's about Ian coming full circle and even getting to bring Swiftest of Lizards back with him. Back in Season 5, Ian left the Mohawk community thinking he'd failed Emily because they couldn't have children. It broke him. Years later, learning that he did have a child with her, one he didn't get to raise, was bittersweet. But in the book, Emily actually sends Swiftest of Lizards back with Ian to Frasers Ridge so he can be safe. Imagine if the show keeps that bit in. Ian would end up living with Rachel, his son Hunter, and Swiftest of Lizards. That's a full blended family right there. It's the kind of ending that makes you smile through happy tears. While we're waiting on Outlander Season 8, the franchise isn't staying quiet. There's also the upcoming prequel series, Outlander Blood of My Blood, which now officially has a premiere date. Created by Matthew B. Roberts, the new show focuses on the parents of Jamie and Claire. So we'll see Jamie's parents, Ellen Mackenzie and Brian Fraser, and Claire's parents, Julia Morriston and Henry Beauchamp, fall in love and navigate their own complicated lives. According to Variety, Blood of My Blood is set to premiere on August 8, 2025, and episodes will drop weekly on Fridays. There are even teaser posters out now showing glimpses of both couples. Talk about laying the groundwork for some major emotional moments. So what does that mean for the main Outlander show? It looks like the prequel will air before Season 8, which makes sense timing-wise. Season 7 ended back in November 2024, and Outlander is kinda known for long breaks between seasons. A release any earlier than August would be surprising. Plus, it gives fans something to watch in the meantime. Filming for Season 8 actually wrapped up back in September 2024, so the content is ready. It's just a matter of when Starz decides to air it. In the meantime, Blood of My Blood is a bit of a test. If people tune in, Starz may consider more spin-offs. If it doesn't do well, they might try something different once the flagship show ends. There's also a smart move in announcing the prequel's release date so far ahead. It gives the show time to build some hype. Right now, not a ton of major shows have claimed August 2025 spots, aside from a few like Eyes of Wakanda and Chief of War. So Blood of My Blood might just have the spotlight all to itself, at least for a little while. Now, back to Season 8. We've seen some pretty dramatic moments already, but if the final season wants to go out with a bang, it'll have to up the stakes again. According to Gabaldon's books, there's another big Jamie might be dead moment on the way. But after Season 7 already faked us out with that, the impact might not be the same. In Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, Jamie heads into the Battle of King's Mountain during the American Revolution. Historically, this was a victory for the Continental Army, but things get intense when Brianna discovers Jamie is listed as having died in that battle. Claire, devastated, rushes to the battlefield. There, she manages to track down Jamie, barely alive, and revives him using her medical skills. It's emotional, no doubt, but since Jamie was already presumed dead in Season 7, it kinda takes the edge off. Remember in Season 7, Claire believed Jamie had died when his ship was supposedly lost at sea. She completely fell apart, only for him to show up alive and well later. That scene where Claire sees him again and just laughs out of pure relief, that was gold. But doing something so similar again might feel a bit repetitive. And to be fair, in the books, the two fake-outs are separated by over a decade of publishing, so it doesn't feel so recycled. But on screen, when it's just one season apart, it's a bit much. So if Season 8 goes for another Jamie's dead just kidding moment, it really needs to land differently. Otherwise, audiences might not feel the same tension or emotion. And if this is the final season, it has to go big or go home. One way the show could still make it work is by shifting focus, not just on the death scare itself, but what it means for Claire. If we see how much stronger she's become, or how she chooses to fight through the grief instead of shutting down like before, it could still be powerful. Or maybe they'll really throw us for a big loop and change things up in a big way. In the end, Outlander Season 8 has a tough job. It's wrapping up a beloved story with a bunch of moving parts. Between giving Ian the perfect ending, pulling off one last emotional gut punch, and keeping fans hooked for what's next, it's got a lot to balance. But if the writers play their cards right, we could get a finale that's both satisfying and unforgettable. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.